Many Israelites have mistaken the Bible for a religious book. The Bible is a history book. The pagans have taken our Israelite customs, combined it with their cult practices to disguise our history. Many people refuse to read the Bible because of the religious stigma Satan placed in their minds. Yah wants you to remove the false view of the Bible and take on a new outlook. The Bible is a history book that was written to the descendants of the ancient Israelites with important information that will help guide your life. The depiction of our ancestors' life in the Bible is a guide to help us avoid the same pitfalls our ancestors endured. The Bible gives us advice on how to live today and how not to anger our Father. Instead of looking at the scriptures in the perspective of today's religious cults, Yah wants you to use the lives of our ancestors to imitate the behaviors that pleases Him. In addition, Yah wants you to learn from and not participate in the same abominable practices that brought judgment on our ancestors. Before Yah told me I was an Israelite, I would judge the ancient Israelites. I remember saying to myself, how could they be so foolish? They have the Most High by their side, and He chose them. The Most High performed many miracles that I would have loved to witness with my eyes, yet they have the chance to witness Yah's incredible powers, and all they did was complain. I thought the ancient Israelites were the craziest people to live. I thought to myself that I would give anything to have the chance to see how Yah used Moses to part the sea. The facial expressions the Egyptians had when the Israelites walked out of Egypt with all their wealth, how the Spirit of the Most High Yah guided the Israelites into the wilderness with the pillar of fire at night and the clouds during the day.
And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, to give them light, to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night, from before the people.
I want to see the terror on the face of Pharaoh when the plagues began in Egypt, how Yeshua walked on water. I would have loved to see how the Messiah shut down the Pharisees. Many ancient events that have taken place in the life of my ancestors I would have loved to witness. Numerous times I said there's no way that I would have witnessed these miracles and not serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I would never worship a foreign God after witnessing the Most High sovereignty. After finding out that I was a true blood descendant of the people that I thought was foolish, has humbled me. It takes a fool to know a fool. That is why we cannot allow pride to take over our hearts. Pride will deceive us. After finding out that I was an Israelite, I realized this generation of Israelites did not improve. I have no right to judge my ancestors. Presently, many Israelites trade the Father for idols. This generation is worshiping a foreign God in the Christian church. Not only did this generation trade the Father for idols, we discontinued from the prominent heritage we have through our ignorance of not wanting to know our history.
Through your own fault, you will lose the inheritance I gave you. I will enslave you to your enemies, in a land you do not know. For you have kindled my anger, and it will burn forever.
Today, when I become too proud, Yah would remind me of the preconceived views I had of my ancestors to humble me. Therefore, who was foolish, the ancient Israelites or us? We all can confess at some point in our life we judged the ancient Israelites and our thoughts of them was not pleasant. This is why Yah wants us to learn from their mistakes and not repeat their sins. The ancient Israelites quarrel among themselves. Today we fight more than we love each other. We do not know how to put our differences aside to help each other. We love to degrade and humiliate each other. We rather pass around gossip instead of waiting for the truth. We love to expose each other in the name of open rebuke. We would declare another Israelite a devil or wicked simply because we have a difference of opinion. Yah wants you to know this generation is no different from our ancestors. Yah wants you to start using the Bible to learn from their mistakes and take on the character traits of the prophets the Most High used to show Himself strong through. Imagine what our communities would become if we had a heart after Yah, as King David did.
And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them David to be their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found David the son of Jesse, a man after mine own heart, which shall fulfill all my will.
If this generation of Israelites had a prayer life like Daniel.
Then he continued, "Do not be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them."
If this generation had the boldness of Queen Esther,
"Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish."
had to forgive each other and look at the greater picture like Joseph did.
This is what you are to say to Joseph. "I ask you to forgive your brothers the sins and the wrongs they committed in treating you so badly. Now please forgive the sins of the servants of the God of your father." When their message came to him, Joseph wept. His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. "We are your slaves," they said. But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children." And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them.
Our communities would be a force to be reckoned with. Currently, our focus is more on how well we can keep the laws and studying to show myself approved. Who are you showing yourself approved to, Yah or to other Israelites? Wisdom and understanding comes from Yah. The way you show yourself approved is by building up your household and contributing to your communities and helping your fellow Israelites with the understanding you receive from Yah, not self. Every generation has its treasured moments, and I bet our ancestors would have loved to live in this generation. The ancient Israelites took the Most High for granted, and they did not cherish all that the Most High have done for them. Like our ancestors, we cannot see the blessings we take for granted that our ancestors would have loved to receive. I am sure they would want the Messiah to be their burnt offering so they would not have to sacrifice animals. Today, we continue to participate in the same sins repeatedly, not realizing how blessed we are that Yah has given us time to get it together before He judges us. Our ancestors did not have such luxury. They perished for their sins. Every time there was sin in the ancient Israelites community, the Most High would send a nation against the Israelites.
And the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and attacked them and beat them down all the way to Hormah.
The result, the Israelites would lose the war and many perish. Think twice before you forsake the Messiah. Israelites, look into the lives of all the disciples, the prophets before us, and use their life as a guide to help establish a relationship with the Most High. We can learn from all the prophets and the people in the Bible. Our ancestors were stiff-necked. It does not mean we have to inherit that trait. Our ancestors were disobedient. We can learn from their disobedience. Starting a YouTube channel can be intimidating because you are putting yourself out there for everyone to ridicule, judge, and criticize you. People make it difficult to do what Yah placed in your heart to do. You do not know the amount of time and energy it takes to do the work. All they see is the finished product. If the message caters to their flesh, bravo, well done. If not, the disrespect follows. Even the bad videos take time and effort. It is easy to get upset and stoop to the trolls level. My advice to the Israelite teachers, before you respond to a comment or make a video retaliating, it is Yah you represent. It is Yah you are embarrassing when you cuss someone out or spreading gossip in the message. I like to use the story of Moses at Meribah to remind myself on how to respond and behave. This story will help you understand today's message. Yah asked Moses to speak to the rock. By doing this, it will bring forth water for the Israelites to drink. Instead of speaking to the rock, Moses hit the rock twice. Moses allowed the Israelites to get to him. By disobeying the Most High, it cost both Moses and Aaron the promised land.
The Lord said to Moses, "Take the staff, and you and your brother Aaron gather the assembly together. Speak to that rock before their eyes, and it will pour out its water. You will bring water out of the rock for the community so they and their livestock can drink. So Moses took the staff from the Lord's presence, just as he commanded him. He and Aaron gathered the assembly together in front of the rock, and Moses said to them, "Listen, you rebels, must we bring you water out of this rock?" Then Moses raised his arm and struck the rock twice with his staff. Water gushed out, and the community and their livestock drank. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Because you did not trust in me enough to honor me as holy in the sight of the Israelites, you will not bring this community into the land I give them."
Moses allowed their complaining and grumbling to frustrate him. Moses spent 40 years trying to lead the Israelites to the promised land. Because he disobeyed Yah in front of the congregation, Yah had to judge him and Aaron. To the Israelites who like to participate in other people's sins, Aaron was judged as well. If Yah allowed Moses and Aaron to get away with sin, the Israelites will believe they could do the same. This is why, as leaders, you have to be careful with what you do and what you say, because Yah's name is on the line, not yours. Moses was not allowed into the promised land. After repenting, praying, and asking Yah repeatedly to change his mind, Yah allowed Moses to see the land. However, he was not allowed to enter.
At that time I pleaded with the Lord, "Sovereign Lord, you have begun to show to your servant your greatness and your strong hand. For what God is there in heaven or on earth who can do the deeds and mighty works you do? Let me go over and see the good land beyond the Jordan, that fine hill country and Lebanon. But because of you the Lord was angry with me and would not listen to me. That is enough," the Lord said. "Do not speak to me any more about this matter. Go up to the top of Pisgah and look west and north and south and east. Look at the land with your own eyes, since you are not going to cross this Jordan. But commission Joshua and encourage and strengthen him, for he will lead this people across and will cause them to inherit the land that you will see."
To all the teachers and leaders in the Israelite community, think twice before you respond. You may believe your response had zero effect. However, Yah was not pleased. It cost Moses and Aaron all their time and effort to reach the promised land, but could not enter. To all Israelites, do not let a troll cost you the kingdom. Remember Moses when you are responding to a comment or when you are bringing forth the message. Likewise, to the Israelites who do not teach but listen to your favorite teachers online, learn from the ancient Israelites when they reject Samuel's leadership and request to have a king over them like the other nations. The Israelites was rejecting Yah as their king, not Samuel. Our ancestors chose to go with what was appealing to their eyes, King Saul. King Saul mistreated the Israelites.
"He will take a tenth of your flocks, and you yourselves will become his slaves. When that day comes, you will cry out for relief from the king you have chosen, but the Lord will not answer you in that day." But the people refused to listen to Samuel. "No," they said, "we want a king over us. Then we will be like all the other nations, with a king to lead us and to go out before us and fight our battles."
The next time you decide you want to disrespect someone who's passing the message along to you, the person who's bringing forth the message is not the one you are insulting. You are disrespecting Yah.
But when they said, "Give us a king to lead us," this displeased Samuel, so he prayed to the Lord. And the Lord told him, "Listen to all that the people are saying to you. It is not you they have rejected, but they have rejected me as their king, as they have done from the day I brought them up out of Egypt until this day, forsaking me and serving other gods, so they are doing to you."
Think twice before you type your hateful comments. Learn from Samuel's situation and our ancestors. I am not telling you to go out and worship the teachers you listen to, but respect them and the work they do for the kingdom's sake. If you like the message that you heard from them, praise Yah. Some of those teachers are actually anointed by the Most High. Most likely, the anointed teachers are few in numbers. Yah only need a few. He does not need a crowd, since it is He that works in us. In addition, if you are truly a child of Yah and understand how Yah operate, you will know who is His anointed and who is not. Yah said, "My sheep knows my voice, another they will not follow." In conclusion, Israelites, use the Bible as a guide to help you on what pleases the Most High and what does not. Learn from the lives of our ancestors. Do not let history repeat itself. A kingdom that is divided cannot stand. The United States of America is a prime example of a divided kingdom, and it is falling. It is time for us to unite as Yah's people and humble ourselves. Going back and forth is not accomplishing nothing, but embarrassing the Most High because we bear His name.
If a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. If a house is divided against itself, that house cannot stand.